week 9 of the 6 months to change my life. I'm having some allergy issues right now, so you see a bunch of tissue, that's why. My allergies are the worst this time of the year. The grass pollen is off the chain. Anything will just cause me to have an allergic reaction. I have lost at least 3 pounds, something like that, because I was weighing at least 106 or 100, not 106. I was weighing at least 127, maybe 126 pounds. I'm now around maybe like 123. I think this is also due to going raw vegan. I went raw vegan last week on Thursday. Okay, I am transitioning to a raw vegan diet. This is not actually yogurt. This is leftovers from the retreat. It's like some kind of chili, so I'm gonna eat that when I get the chance. But yeah, I am transitioning, and I got this. This is one of my favorites. I got my stuff delivered. I got my groceries delivered because I work from home and I don't have time to shop for groceries. I hate shopping for groceries, actually. So that is actually one of my pet peeves, is shopping for groceries. And that is what it's looking like, guys, for the 6 months to change my life. One of the things I put on that 6 months challenge was to lose weight. And so for me, losing weight means eating healthier or eating less animal-based products. And I'm soaking my grapes. Unfortunately, they don't have seeded grapes at my local Kroger, so I got these instead. I usually like to get seeded grapes, but they don't have them at my local Kroger, so I can get what I am able to afford and stuff like that. My countertop needs to be wiped off, so excuse that. And then also, these are my blueberries. This is apple cider vinegar trap for them damn fruit flies. But these are my blueberries. They're organic. I'm soaking them, and so that way it can get off any pesticides or any like dirt or nasty stuff or bugs. So that is what I am essentially going to be eating. And then I have avocados, so I can put that in my salads. I like avocados. And then I actually ended up getting a mango, just one, because I got some dried mangoes. I ended up getting some dried stuff that I can use as or that I can eat. Let me see. And I ended up getting, there's still some regular food in here because I don't eat all my food, but like this right here is what I got for mangoes. And I take a multivitamin, a liquid one, and then I got some sunflower seeds or kernels. And then I also got some dates. I like dates. I think that's like a nice little snack to have, and some bananas, a bunch of bananas. So Dorcas can have some bananas. My bunny can have some bananas. I'm probably not going to give her too much because she is a bunny. She cannot have too much sweets, too much sugar content. And I ate some cooked foods, a very small amount of cooked foods over the weekend to just, wean off whatever was left in my kitchen. And also I had a dinner date, and so that involved like cooked food as well. Multi-fest going on. It was a multicultural fest. It was mostly Black-owned businesses that were there, and I definitely was spending a lot of time there over the weekend, and it was very fun. I have some clips of it, very short clips, nothing special, but I am making progress. Some of the weak points where I'm weak at, I still have not been learning Spanish the way I need to. I haven't been reading books the way I need to, and those are the weak areas right now. And also still struggling with management when it comes to my finances, so that has been hard. I'm not even gonna lie about that, because I tend to spend money on stuff like clothing. I have a very bad habit of doing that, and on beauty stuff. So, and that is also because being a model requires me to keep up with my beauty and to keep up with my skincare, keep up with my nails, to keep up with my pedicures, to keep up with my makeup, with my clothing. And so for me, that is something that I spend a good amount of money on. And then I also spend money on my pets. I have a pet jumping spider and also a pet bunny rabbit. She's a Rex bunny. She's 6 months old now, and the jumping spider, I just got the jumping spider in July, around July 12th or July 13th. That's when I got the jumping spider, and he molted around July 20th when I was gone. I was in Atlanta at that time, around that weekend, July 18th, July 19th, I was not home. And so he molted during that time, and I've been feeding him fruit flies. He loves fruit flies. I try to feed him mealworms. He does not eat them. I don't know why. And it's very hard to get crickets where I live. Usually he would eat crickets. That's what they were feeding him before I got him and brought him home. They were feeding him crickets, but he really loves fruit flies, so I've been feeding him those. I've only fed him 2. Luckily, I know this sounds bad as a spider keeper, but I have fed him only 2 fruit flies that I found in my apartment, because you know how fruit flies are around this time of the year. They're pretty bad around this time of the year, and so I fed him 2 fruit flies I found in my apartment that I didn't want in my apartment. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna feed you to my spider. And he ate both of them, so that's good. He actually ate one last night. I was so happy because it was eating my bananas. I had bananas in the cupboard, and I was like, okay. And I caught the fruit fly, and I like opened my spider's enclosure, and then the fruit fly kind of flew in the enclosure, and then my spider had a nice little snack for the night. He had a nice little late night snack before I went to sleep, so that was nice. And that was very nice to watch the fruit fly be devoured and killed by my spider. This is why I love spiders. So I have a lot of joy when I see my spider eating a fruit fly that doesn't belong to my home. But long story short, there has been some progress. I am going to have a photo shoot for modeling very soon, and I'm going to be walking in a new fashion show. So that is good. So I'm making progress with my career, and I'm also still trying to figure out what career I want to do. I'm thinking of either being a paralegal. I still haven't really come to the conclusion on what other career I want to do that's going to help me to make more money. I don't want to be famous, and the reason why I don't want to be famous is because people who are famous usually have to sell their souls in some shape or form. They have to sell out, and I don't want to do that. That's actually something I wanted to be. I wanted to be famous when I was a kid, a long time ago when I was a kid, and even in my early 20s, I wanted to be famous. I wanted everybody to know me. I wanted everybody to know my name. I wanted to be a household name or whatever. And I don't want that anymore. And the reason why I don't want it is because you see what they did to Michael Jackson. They killed him. They drugged him. Okay, that's another can of worms, okay? They did the same to Whitney Houston. I mean, the list goes on. And so anytime you speak out against their agenda in this world of fame, they will try to like kill you or subdue you or silence you or say that you're crazy and say that you're on drugs or whatever. His doctor, Michael Jackson's doctor, drugged him. Michael Jackson was supposed to still be alive. He's one of my favorite music artists. And so it really breaks my heart that today he is not alive because he spoke out against the things that were happening in that world of Hollywood. And I've seen some videos about how they do blood rituals and all this other stuff in Hollywood. Like they do some really dark shit. They do some really dark stuff in Hollywood. So that is one of the reasons why I don't want to be famous. I would rather just probably blow up on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or a platform on social media, but I don't really want to be like Hollywood famous, movie star famous, singer famous, entertainer famous. Even though I can sing, I do have a voice, I feel like I can sing, you know, but I don't want to use my gift to be famous and to be known by everybody. At one point, I wanted to be like a famous singer and songwriter, but I don't want to do that. I guess if I do decide to go that route, I would need to be like an underground artist and not like a well-known, big superstar like Michael Jackson, or like, you know, some of the others like Whitney Houston, Elvis Presley. Like, I don't want to be that big. Okay, like I just want a few people to be inspired by my music, but I wouldn't be like one of those people. If I decide to make music, that's just a hypothetical. I'm not saying that that's like something I'm going to 100% pursue, but it is something that's out there floating in my mind right now. And so that is certainly something that I feel I'm a singer. I'm definitely somebody who loves music. I've always been very musically inclined. But I'm also very artistic and creative in general. So I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what I'm doing as far as my career. Right now, I am trying to teach online. I'm trying to teach English online as a side hustle. Aside from my current job, I'm trying to do that as a side hustle. And right now, I'm still waiting for them to approve my application. It's taking like a whole month for that process, which is crazy. But it is taking a while for me to get to the next steps with this teaching English online as a foreign language. So I am making steps to be better, to improve my life. But for me, it's more so like baby steps. It's like slow and steady wins the race. I'm not trying to rush everything at once. And I'm also learning to rest. I know I'm one of those people. I like to rest. I like to balance my life. I don't like to just work. I also like to rest. I also value making time for rest, because if you don't rest, you will become burnt out. And I do not want to be one of those burnt out people.